Hello, and welcome to another episode of my Cell to Singularity. Let's play. This is Northstar. I hope you're well, taking care of each other, and being kind to yourselves. Those new to my channel, welcome. Returning viewers, welcome back. Uh, New viewers, you should know that you can find uh all my previous videos in this, my other series, on my playlists on my YouTube channel, organized from oldest to newest, so you can watch things for progression and such. Forgive me if I'm a little bit loopy, not talking the quickest. I have long COVID, which, to be clear, for those who have not bothered to look up this term and they've heard it before, it's a post-viral condition, so you get after coronavirus infection. It's not like an infection that takes a long time or some nonsense. I've had it for almost 5 years now. It's a disability, basically, a permanent disability you can get from COVID. You can get COVID and die. You can get COVID and get better, or you can get COVID and end up with long COVID. Something that the powerful and rich who control the media and such have not put a lot of attention on, which is not to say there's no been reporting. In fact, there's been an enormous amount of reporting. Uh, PBS, NPR, some of the mainstream news, but it's always been stories that weren't on the front pages online or didn't get a lot of teasing. Even when they did a 60-minute story on it, it wasn't like a lot of times when they do 60 minutes, they'll advertise the heck out of the story before it goes up. This was one of the less, this is one of the episodes they didn't really advertise ahead of time. Although 60 Minutes made a somewhat good faith effort to really bring attention to this. The problem, more than anything, is that people have a sort of common general psychosis. They don't want to hear about anything that's to do with the pandemic. They just want to forget it ever happened because it was so traumatic. And so they want to forget the people who died during it, and they want to forget the people who are disabled who are still around after. And so as a result, there is no blue book definition of long COVID. That is, Social Security Administration doesn't have a definition of long COVID as a disease that's covered, and therefore people with long COVID have to show all the many, many symptoms and kind of get an ad hoc definition. It's hard to get disability. And as a result, Social Security Administration is fighting me getting SSI, which I fully deserve with my long COVID. I am very much too sick to work. I'm a US citizen and everything, so I should be entitled to SSI if I am too sick to work and due to a disability. And yeah, I was cheated out of SSDI because something like 6 different jobs I worked were not given any work credits because of uh, 2 jobs that I worked for a university, at least a half-time student, no work credits because the stupid rule in the 90s that jobs for university like that don't pay payroll tax and thus don't contribute work credits. Uh, then another 3 jobs that were second jobs. I was working a primary job, no work credits because the primary job was already capping out work credits for the year, so effectively no work credits for those 3 jobs. And then a job that started 1 calendar year, but the work credits didn't. But the paycheck didn't come in, the first paycheck, until next calendar year because it was a December, January job. And so it didn't, should have given a work credit for the year that I started in December based on the amount I would have earned then. But because the paycheck wasn't January, they said, oh no, it counts towards it next year, which is already capped on work credits. So 6 jobs that worked. These were all when I was a part of a country where jobs are very hard to come by, and so I take whatever I could get. And always the best jobs, a lot of part-time stuff, hence the 2 jobs. But I was working my ass off, 60-hour weeks and very underappreciated, difficult jobs. uh, often the least paid workers have the hardest jobs, and that was definitely the case with a lot of this stuff, ranging from stocking shelves at a pharmacy and also having to answer customer questions, answer phones, and other things, to cleaning out a factory. Oh, that was hard work, all freaking right. By cleaning out, I don't mean like mopping the floors. I mean like an abandoned factory cleaning machinery till it was usable again. It was hard, dirty, and probably exposed me to some toxic chemicals that weren't well documented that have probably damaged my health since. Um, Although there's no easy way to prove that. Uh, you know, Worked at a restaurant, bussing tables. Bussing tables is usually, at least where I did it, very poorly paid. Not nearly as well paid as being a waiter or waitress. At this place, only young women were the waitresses. There wasn't a single male waiter, except for the manager of the restaurant. Kind of helped with that because sexism, and they wanted pretty, busty young women. Oh yeah, they were all big chested, uh, or at least top heavy. Um, because there was, blatant objectification going on. And no, this wasn't like a Hooters, but kind of way of treating women can be found in a lot of restaurants. Um, so instead, I was stuck earning substandard wages, bussing tables, working harder than the waitresses, because there were quite a few of them. And they expected me as a busboy to actually help bring food out sometimes. But then I wasn't officially supposed to do it, so yeah. It's like I could yelled if I screwed up because I wasn't technically supposed to do it, but then I was told I was expected to do it. It was ridiculous. It's one of those situations where you can't win no matter what. Anyways, worked my ass off. No work credits for it. Not that I didn't pay payroll tax, because I did pay payroll tax to that job, but because I was already capped out for my primary job, and bussing tables was a second job. Um, it's ridiculous. So I got cheated out of SSDI, and SSI, SSDI, the same standards for whether or not they consider it stable. Anyways, they would cheat me out of it based on the lack of blue book definition, anyways, and tried to fight that. By they, I mean the government, the bureaucrats, who, um, this is what some people would try and call professional managerial class, but that's a nonsense made up term to try and separate mental workers who might be considered, in Marxist terms, part of the labor aristocracy, as they might be paid better than the rest of the population, have better working conditions and such, but ultimately uh, are still workers who sell their labor to survive, don't own the means of production. Uh, Professional manager class is a stupid made up term by what Michael Prenti would call the ABC theorists, anything but class. So instead of acknowledging real economic class relations, they make up make believe classes so that they can weaken the meaning of terms like proletariat. Uh, Now, I am fully in favor of renaming that term because it's not really an English term. Marx was German, but, I mean, working class is the usual English term that means the same thing. And that is less loaded, sort of. People have tried to equate it with being poor or something, but no, it's those who work for a living are the working class. And professional managerial class is the nonsense term, which also will often include some really, really underpaid mental workers who aren't, well, Marx call labor stocks even. So there's not even a common set of behaviors or lifestyles, which supposedly that term was meant to encompass. Because, teachers who are making are not enjoying the same lifestyles at all as engineers and scientists, who the people use this term would say are also PMC. It's a load of nonsense, as I said. Um, just watching a video about that on YouTube. It's true. It's absolutely a made up nonsense term. All right. Anyways, bunch of upgrades here. Humans, Neolithic. Uh, can't have Homo habilis or whatever and make it to the Neolithic, I guess is the idea. Though really, Neanderthals would have been more than smart enough to settle down and farm. So that's kind of nonsense. All right. Silk, nails, surgery, variety of things here. Upgrades, iron swords, concrete aqueducts. Occasionally, I can manage to read something before I click through it there. Microscopes, banking, galleons, cat domestication, food of laws, pyramids, mummies, industrial revolution, atomic age, information age. And emergent age. And finally, singularity. I'm just going to do a relatively quick reset. That's as many generators as I need there. Uh, we'll grab cetaceans, though. Amphibians. And I think forms. Yep. And swans. Boom. Which fits with the whole. A viewer. Hello, viewer. I don't think it's actually counting me since for a while after the stream went up, it said no viewers. Could just be a bot trying to post stuff that's getting moderated. Is there anything that's getting caught? The moderation. Automate queue. Nope, ain't not. So maybe a real person. You do. Uh, Primitive bees. Not so primitive bees and a little more art of attraction. Some generators here. Oh yeah, one thing I meant to do and I forgot almost about is encyclopedia. I have to go back to primary simulation to unlock it, but that's a logit thing. Logit thing. It was just added. Doesn't mean to grab it. All right. Oh, well. Apparently I need to be level 67? Really? Well, that's nonsense. There's also a new upgrade thing. Modern boost. I probably want to spend at least tiny amount of Darwinium on this. That's more than enough. That's probably actually too much. They should be saving up for modules instead. For 100, get a massive boost. Entropy production. And make it to rain frog? Probably. Not sure it's that efficient though to do so. Probably just reset again. Let's see how many points I've already got. Hmm. Probably want to get one of one of these efficiency things. Future Civ efficiency or modern mastery. Uh, this is multi fun stuff actually. So is this? That's 4 to the 8th power. I think 65,536. That's the only way you get such a huge number. Let's see. Calculator time. My brain can't do that number very easily. 4 y x e. Yep, that's 4 to the 8th. Looked like a power of 4. Although, maybe before long COVID, I could have actually calculated that. My head was still taking me a while, but now, no way. Oh, yeah. In case it wasn't clear, I was a high genius. By high, I mean sometimes IQ tests, they'll divide it into range of lower genius, which would be the range of IQs between 140 and 160, and high genius, which is above 160. Uh, very, very intelligent before, but I do not operate at that level anymore. Of course, being able to calculate numbers in your head is no real sign of intelligence other than mathematical intelligence. IQ tests often overrepresent that type to the exclusion of others, like intrapersonal intelligence, which is knowledge of oneself, and interpersonal, which is understanding of others. Interestingly, I was very high in both of those as well, but I had a weird block, which probably has something to do with my abusive upbringing or um, some really terrible luck I suffered growing up on top of that, and also health conditions, even as young as a child that got me bullied. I understood people very well, but I never really knew what to do with that information because I don't know, I got not learned helplessness, but the kind of um, afraid of the consequences sometimes of misstep, which is funny. I was never afraid of like I don't know, physical forces like, the weather or whatever. But a misstep with people. Um, the more I saw and understood people, I spent a lot of time around people who were very angry, nasty people, and I could read that in them. So, father was very violent when I was growing up around him, but so was my mother, a very nasty and angry person in her own hidden way that she would prefer people to see. Just she was nasty with her words usually instead of her fists. And she was where I got my intelligence, so she was hardly open about it, very subtle. She Used her intellect to find very, very cutting ways to attack people with her words. Anyways, yeah, I've not had the easiest life. And when I worked my ass off to overcome the many barriers that, I grew up with, then I got long COVID. Uh, Cursed life. But, I, there is the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. We'll see. If there's ever a cure for long COVID, maybe that'll be true in a way. I can't really be strong when I can't do anything to affect the world. Hardly. This disease just gets me ignored. Heck, best hope I have of influencing anything is through the streaming, and well, it's growing slowly. Alright then. Grabbing these cheap generators because the cheaper ones, there's the capacitors. They're more cost effective for powering them up. Um, where would it be? Like here, this is for civilizations, but capacitors boost currency production based on the number of generators you own. Each additional generator of a certain type increases production. So, for instance, idea efficiency is 107-fold greater based on the number of modern civilization generators I have. You get the idea. There's also ones for different forms of entropy generators, though. One that is involved in the largest number is humans. Uh, Humans basically kind of double the count of more of the capacitors than any of the other types of entropy generators. And Singularity, an idea one. I mean, the game is called Cell to Singularity, so it's kind of unsurprising. Although the effects don't actually kick in until you get an upgrade or odd off for long enough on the capacitors, so you won't see the speed of these bars immediately increase. In fact, they tend to slow down the more times they fill. Um, hmm. I have enough for future civilization efficiency now. Do I want to do that or modern? Let's see. Modern would be industrial, atomic information, maybe emergent. But yeah, future is far more valuable too. Huh. Let's try and fill each of these bars one more time because you don't actually collect until the bar fills. And then reset to collect the prestige currency. Buy some upgrades. It's only 5 minutes in this. Maybe I should just. What am I doing for time? 24 minutes. Nope. Nope. Need to restart this pronto, not waste a minute. Right, I'll fill this idea bar one more time because I'm gonna know what another one of those things with the I don't know. It's like a yellow, multifaceted object things orbiting. I don't know what to call those. Probably some internal name for them in the game. Ah, they're wearing Santa hats. That's interesting. Health ads, I don't know. Christmas. And this is kind of nonsense. Very, very, very empty cities. Those are supposed to be. I don't know. Like a Mars, the idea points instead of entropy here. I almost let the. I guess the entropy bar is close to filling up again. Nope. Usually this requires Darwinian, but occasionally you get one that doesn't, and then you can supercharge your clicks. It's a chance to get a second viewer. Maybe you folks can chat with each other. Or somebody can leave a comment. Nobody ever seems to. Alright, upgrade time. Upgrade time. I'm loopy as heck. COVID would do that to you. I've been resting an awful lot. Sleep cycle's been shifted a little, which is actually necessary because immediate +5 research chips. Actually, that's very good to get right now. There. Boost the heck of idea efficiency. Blah, blah. Still some really good stuff to get under ideas. So I'm hoping to do a multiplier video with Joe tomorrow, though. Based on a message, you might not be able to do that. However, even if you can't, um, boom. Reproduction, cocoons, fish eggs, eggshells, which are necessary to get mammals. Because anything about the embryonic development of mammals and the fetal development actually. Amniotic sac and stuff. These names are derived from eggs because the internal incubation, as opposed to within an egg of mammalian offspring, is basically a sort of modified egg genetically and biochemically. Yeah, I was a biologist before. Well, I was a biologist and then odd jobs and an EMT. But I didn't just lose that understanding of biology. And then I went back to grad school and brushed up all that biology knowledge and built on it with special masters and another master's degree, getting straight A's. First master's just wasn't getting where I needed to be. I was definitely going to make it to become a physician in my 30s, so much older than I would have liked, but still would have started an MD program in my early 30s and gone on to become a surgeon after residency. Well, I mean, sort of you are one if you're a surgical resident. But yeah, that dream is probably lost very freaking much. Trump encouraging people to not take COVID seriously, which my roommate did not, and he infected me with it because he came back from a business trip with it and refused to quarantine elsewhere. He should have quarantined in place where he got infected. And if he was going to come back, he should have respected my wish for him to turn around and not quarantine, not stay in the apartment with me where he could infect me. Um, because I knew it could kill me. Thankfully, it didn't kill me, but it did away just one step down from that by disabling me. So I was right. He was wrong. The idiot should have listened to me. And he won't even respond to texts I send now, trying to get him to at least write a letter for Social Security about what he observed in terms of my impairments right from the very beginning to kind of demonstrate where it began. He just doesn't respond. He wants to forget the basically terrible thing you did, and she took no responsibility for really. Right at the end, if I remember correctly, some sort of magical thing. Oh, it'll just get better, and then, anyways, um, oh, how could I have known? You could have known that I told you to turn around and quarantine elsewhere. That's all you needed to know. And the idea you can't get COVID more once is bullshit. And I sent you articles on that. Right. People need to listen to me more often. They still do. Say a lot of important, valuable things, but say politics on my channel. I just don't want to hear. On my YouTube channel, I have a Northstar Talks Politics series, but I also mix political commentary into quite a few videos here and there, especially like Civilization 4, which is a deeply political game, really. It's quite relevant. A lot of things are politically relevant in the world come up in it. They got rid of the humanoid robot android generators in this game. Boom. Martian City. Method and tigers and all sorts of other fun stuff. Boom. Entire generic categories missed. It's good to check for that because sometimes it won't consider them to be high value to the game because it doesn't realize it'll unlock new upgrades. But I'm at about 35 minutes here. I should probably end this very soon. Want to come all? I can get that. It's a little more cost effective than the Art of Attraction Generator. Righty then. So, um, do check out my other series on YouTube. They're all different. I mean, they're recorded at different times, even the year, different months. I'm having a pretty bad month on long COVID right now, but my energy can be better some months than others. And yeah, some of the series are more energetic than this. And I mean, this is a bad time of day, even in terms of being utterly exhausted. So yeah, check out my different videos. And I hope you folks enjoyed all this. Till next time, this is Northstar. I wish you all the best. Adieu and good luck. Take care of each other and be kind to yourselves.